All right, so today we're talking about Cedar Hollow. I'm going to go street by street through this map to show you the area of Cedar Hollow. I honestly think this is one of the most slept on areas of London. This is in a fantastic school district. There is great parks nearby. You're close to everything you could possibly need. And there's actually decent priced homes in this area. Like, where in Ontario are you really going to get a family home, detached, two-story, like 2,300 square feet for under $800,000? There's not very many places, and they're usually junk, all right? But here, I'm going to show you some houses that are relatively modern, like built like after 2010, that are in this price range. And again, you're in a fantastic school district. That's a big problem in Ontario when you have a limited budget, is it usually puts you in areas with not great school districts. This is a top-notch school district. So let's dive in, my friends. This here is Cedar. So if this is London here, I've told you in other videos that North London is good. So north of the Thames River. So this is the Thames River. If you look just north on the far east, right under Fanshawe Park Road, this right here, this is Cedar Hollow, okay? You got a walking trail here. You got forest over here. You got lots of nature nearby and walking. You got a park here, which is nice. And your school is right here. It is walking distance from every house in this neighborhood, which is really cool. What you're going to find is a couple things. You're going to find decent-sized homes, like for two-story, for like a family, that are like 2,300 square feet. They're going to be the most expensive. And then you're going to find smaller detached two stories with a one-car garage. I'll show you those in one sec. And then you're also going to find townhomes in this area. All of them are relatively affordable. All right, so I'm going to dive right in. If you want the bigger ones, now here, I'll just show you first, then I'll explain some stuff. So this here is a house that sold recently in this area. This is a 2,300 square foot home, okay? So it's a decent size for like a family of 5. You've got 4 bedrooms above grade, so there's plenty of space. The only thing was the basement was not finished in this house. So that detracts a bit of space that you would normally have. But decent house. I'll warn you as we go into this house here that there are some, it's just paint colors that they chose that I think makes it look older than it is, but it's really not bad, all right? And here's what I mean. So we got these like blue walls that I think really clash with the light brown, but that's just me. Maybe you think it looks awesome. You know, who knows? What I like here is this is natural hardwood. These days they have engineered hardwood, which is really nice in its own right, but there's something great about having just natural hardwood here. That's your entryway, and then you get your own dining room here. And then this is your kitchen, and this is where it looks a little bit dated here, even though it was built 2011, I think. So, I mean, the kitchen's not super old, but I think just the light wood color kind of makes it look old. And then the blue living room, I think, clashes a bit. It makes it look older than it is. This is off the garage when you come in here. And then this is your living room. I actually think it's nice. I like these little shutters here. Actually, I like the blinds that they have here, too. And then I like there's a fireplace right there. So I actually think it's a pretty nice living room. I just don't love the color. And then you have a patio right out back here that's covered, which is really nice. All right, now let's go upstairs. So you got a little nook here, and then you're going to have 4 bedrooms up here. There's the master bedroom, and you get an ensuite washroom. Now, I'll tell you now, okay, this house sold for $770,000. If you look on Realtor.ca and you go, okay, under $800,000 with an ensuite washroom, there's not that much. Most of them are townhome condos. To be honest with you, you don't get that in this price range usually. So this is what I mean saying that this is like a good deal. All right, I know some things are a little out of date, but I mean, it's $770,000 in Ontario. You know what I'm saying? Here's another bedroom. Here's a 3rd bedroom, and here's a 4th bedroom. And they're all pretty decent sizes. This is the smallest of all of them, but yeah, it's really not bad. You got laundry upstairs, too, right near the bedrooms. And then this is the unfinished basement, okay? So again, you finished this, you had a lot more living space, but probably then you're around $800,000 or a little over. So where that house is, so that's one of the larger houses in this area. If you want the larger ones that are like over 2,000 square feet, it's Cedar Hollow Boulevard, and then Killarney down here, and then even down here in these these are like very private cul-de-sacs. They have some of the bigger homes as well. Like if I'm going to drop a pin in here, You'll see. Like these might even be bigger than that one, like 2,500 square feet. And these are really nice family homes. And again, you've got, hey, this guy's waving at the camera. Right on. You got like walking trails and nature nearby. Like here, if I back out, these, by the way, these will be more expensive. These will be like $850 right now. But if I back out, like you got walking trails behind your house and then trees. And then this is the Thames River here. So that's really cool. And then if you follow these walking trails all the way around, you can connect to this. This view is wrong. This actually connects to this street and it connects up here. By the way, coming up, we're going to look at cheaper homes that are like detached homes for like $600,000. All right, we're also going to look at some really nice townhomes in this area. And then there's another area nearby that I think most of London doesn't know exist that's like pretty affordable, okay? So I'm going to do that in a sec. But yeah, these walking trails, like they connect all through this area. And there's like if I go to the satellite view, like this is all a nice big forest. And there's walking trails that come just in here. I don't think they go all through here, as you can see from the map here. But it's just nice to go in through here, backed up here, through the park. Some really cool stuff. This park, by the way, is pretty nice as well. It's got like, hold on. So this isn't quite right. That's not it. That's not the park that I just clicked on. But here they got like a little play gym for the kids. And then here it connects to the walking trails. I think I have some drone footage of the park too. Like it's a nice little park. And some of these homes actually back onto the park too. So if you want those cheaper detached 2-stories that are in the 600s, so you need to come back in behind Cedar Hollow Boulevard, back in here. Like if I drop a pin on like Riley's Walk here. So now you're seeing these homes here. They have a 1-car garage. And they're going to be probably more like 1,600 square feet rather than like 2,300. So you're quite a bit smaller. You're likely just going to have 3 bedrooms. And you're going to have 1.5, maybe 2 washrooms in the house. But again, instead of buying a townhome, you're getting your own detached home with your own yard. Like townhomes don't even come with yards. You know what I mean? So it's hard to find homes in Ontario like this for this price. And the caveat is that are also in a nice area that's very safe and has a great school and great parks nearby, and it's close to everything. And so that's one of the reasons I really like this area. So if you need help pricing out these homes around here or anywhere in London, really, this is what I do for a living. You'll notice that most of these have sold underneath the asking price. That's very important. So you don't have to pay the full price. It just depends on what they listed it and if they were realistic. Even if you're not necessarily moving right now, but you just have some questions about London, feel free to reach out. People call me all the time. My phone number is right there on the screen, okay? I like helping people. Shoot me a text with your name and tell me what your goals are, and we'll see if I can help you reach those goals. So this here is an example of one that sold recently right in that area. So this is obviously the smaller model. You can just tell by looking at it. And yeah, it's about 1,600 square feet. Now, I was wrong about the washrooms. This actually has 2.5 washrooms in it, which is pretty good. And yeah, it has 3 bedrooms, and it was built in 2013. So again, they're really not that old. I mean, I think these people did a much better job, staging and decorating their house and with the paint colors. I think it looks very elegant in here. A little powder room on the entrance. There's your closet, and then you have laundry on the main floor in these ones. Okay. Very open concept. There's your dining, there's your living room, and then your kitchen is back there. Like this, tell me you wouldn't live in this for like $600 and what did it sell for? $670,000. Okay, so you're under $700,000. It's your own freehold detached home. There's no condo fees. You're not attached to anyone. Your wall isn't touching anyone, and you're gonna see you get your own yard as well. And it's this is pretty modern. This is really well kept and updated. Okay, so upstairs, we got 1 bedroom, we got 2 bedrooms, and we have your 3rd bedroom here. And this is the ensuite for this this house at $670,000. Again, the only place you're going to find an ensuite under $700,000 is going to be in a condo, in a townhome. Most of them are condos. So I just think these are a good deal. Is all. I don't mean to beat you down with this. I keep saying it, but I just think they're a good deal for what they are. And this is a really good size yard actually for this as well. So you're going to find most of the ones like back here, Riley's Walk, and all down here. These are all going to be roughly that size. The bigger ones are on Cedar Hollow, and then down here, and then down. I love these ones down here. They don't sell that often. They're very private. Like no one's coming down this street, obviously, except for someone that lives there, right? Which is pretty cool. Now, the only other thing in this area I wanted to talk to you about, we got to do the school and then the townhomes. And then I'll show you that other area, okay? So, by the way, for those of you who actually do live in the London area and you're looking to make a move, and you need to figure out first, like, what's my budget? Like, how much is my house worth? Down below, there's a link to a free home equity report. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to send you a list of homes with photos that have sold around you recently, so you can kind of keep an eye on what the value in your home is. So that link is down below in the description. Again, the school is right here. It's called Cedar Hollow Public School. If I drop a pin, I mean, you can't really see much from here. I also have some drone footage of it right here. It's a nice school. It's relatively modern. I don't know the year it was built, but it's probably around the same time these houses were built. So you're probably only a 10, 15-year-old school. And then in terms of how the students perform on province-wide testing, the Fraser Institute has a 7.5 rating out of 10, which is well above average. So I explain this every video just in case you're a first-time viewer, but in Ontario, in grade 3 and grade 6, you have to do province-wide testing. You have to do a test that every student in Ontario has to do. They rank the schools based on that. They average out how the students do and give the school a rank. Cedar Hollow is 7.5. The average for Ontario is 6. So this school is above average, and you can get into it for $670,000 and have a nice little detached home. The thing about Ontario and London is a lot of the school districts that are really good, they're in very expensive neighborhoods. They're like in Masonville, where you got to spend $1.1 million. They're in Sunningdale, where you got to spend $1.4 million to get in there. You know what I mean? You have to spend over $1 million to get into these school districts usually, but this gets you in there for a much more affordable price. Now, you want to go even more affordable? Let me show you the townhomes. So if we zoom in here, up at the top part, when you first come in on Cedar Hollow Boulevard, you get these townhomes here. And I really like these. I think these are really nice townhomes. Again, they're not old. So this is one of them here. This was built in 2017. So to finish my thought earlier, yeah, they are really not old. What are you now? Less than 10 years old for these townhomes. They come with an attached garage, and some of them are very nice inside, very well done. So this house right here sold for, I think it was $620,000, all right? You can get some in the 500s if they don't have a finished basement. But I want to show you this one because it's really nice. So come in the front door. Yeah, I mean, I think it's elegant. It's nice. Look at this. This is your main living area. So you got this little electric fireplace, stone feature here, which is really nice. Modern kitchen. It's updated. There's not a whole lot to say. I do like how much light is coming in here, right? So they threw up a bookshelf here, which kind of takes away from some of the room here. But, I mean, it looks nice. And then you have sliding doors here and big windows here. So much light is actually coming into this living room, which in a townhome is hard to do, right? Because you don't have windows on the side because you have a wall there. Primary, that's the ensuite. And then this is the finished basement. So this is what makes this house worth over $600,000, because there are some that have sold for $560,000, $575,000, much cheaper. And the difference is just they don't have a finished basement. I like that they went and they stuck with the same theme. They put this down in the basement. That's fantastic. This is a nice little spot. And so this is what I mean. Remember I said earlier about that house that was detached and it was $670,000? And I said, if you go for a condo, you don't get a backyard. This is what you get in a condo townhome. You just get these small little back patios. with your neighbors close by. So that's a benefit of getting one of the smaller homes. But this is really nice too. And like I said, you can get them cheaper. Now, just to show you another option, some of these are actually smaller and cheaper. So this one sold for $560,000. Which is much cheaper than the other one. It's about 400 square feet smaller. So let's look inside and see what you get for that amount of money. If your budget's under $600,000, you want to be in a good school district, this could be an option for you. So it's still very modern and updated. It's just not as big as the other one. I personally don't love the color of the cabinets, but they're still like 5-year-old cabinets with a stone countertop. You know, so it's a nice little kitchen. That's just a preference thing the person chose. But so remember the other one had the fireplace right here in the middle. So it's just a little wider. It's a little bit bigger. There's just a little bit more room in that other one, and that contributes to the price. But you still have the sliding patio doors and the large windows. Okay, so upstairs we have some space for a little office workspace. And then here's your primary. Nothing wrong with that. Then you get 2 other bedrooms, and then you're down in the basement here with a finished basement again. So there you go. That there was $560,000. That's the cheapest, really, right around there that you're going to get into this Cedar Hollow area. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you. So the condo fees for these are about $275 a month. Like any condo, as they age, that does go up over time, but that's the same as a detached home as well. The older your house, the more maintenance you're going to have to, and money you're going to have to spend all year long into your house. But yeah, so $275,000 and the house was $560,000. So that was over here. If you're somebody who wants one floor living, okay, you don't want to be going up and down stairs to get to your bedrooms. They do make these condos down here. They're very popular with people who are kind of at the age in life where you're done with stairs, but you're not ready for like a retirement home. Here they sell a little bit more. Your mid to high sixes in here. They're 1,300 square feet as a ranch. Here, I'll just show you one. They have a 2-car garage, so they're a little bit bigger. You got 3 bedrooms and 3 full washrooms in this house, okay? But this is ideal for people. You want to come in, you want to be able to get to your bedroom and all that stuff without going upstairs. Yeah, it's pretty open. They got a nice fireplace there. I like that. And then this is the bedroom right on the main floor. And then they also have a basement here as well with a couple extra bedrooms in there and bathrooms. It's actually pretty spacious. Condo fees here are a little bit more. They're $360,000. They're $360 a month. Okay, so remember I told you before there was a spot in London nearby here that I think most Londoners don't even realize exists. A lot of people forget about it. It's tucked in, it's tucked away, and it's on the screen right now. Can you figure out where it is? Yeah, it's right here. This is Creekside up here. So this is Fanshawe Park Road. Before I tell you about Creekside, which by the way has bigger homes that are more affordable than most places in London, I want to tell you a little bit more about this area and what's nearby, okay? So for both of these, this is Fanshawe Park Road. You follow this road out to here. This is Masonville. So let's do this right now live. Let's just click this guy's business. Good for you. You're getting free promotion. And let's go Masonville Mall. Masonville Square. I mean, I think that's the same thing basically, right in the same area. Yeah. So 9 minutes. That's a 9-minute drive to the biggest mall in London. So Masonville Mall and the whole Masonville area is located right here. There's hundreds of stores in this thing. You got Silver City. You got some Chick-fil-A across the street. You got Best Buy. You got Five Guys. You got Mark's Work Warehouse, Staples, grocery stores around here, bookstores. Everything you could want is really in this little area, and it's all 9 minutes away. London can sometimes have crazy, hectic traffic. It's really nice to be only 9 minutes away from everything. And you know what? You got a hardware store over here, Home Depot. It's even closer. And then they just built a Food Basics right here. This wasn't here before. They got a Food Basics, they got Starbucks, they got a Dollarama, they got a whole bunch of stuff coming right into here as well. This is going to be, what is this? What would you estimate to go from here to here? 45 seconds? That's a 45-second drive from your house. Hard to complain about that. So in terms of location, this is really cool. You also have North Park Church right here as well. And then if you come out just this way, people drive from across London to get to Fanshawe Conservation Area, but it's right here for you. So there's camping here, and there's a big Fanshawe Lake that a lot of people go fishing in. And then you also got Fanshawe Pioneer Village over here. So this is a live action museum. Okay, I remember as a kid we would go here as a field trip. Okay, so you can they have it set up like a little old town, and then you can go into all of these buildings, and there'll be people like working at like the goldsmith and the blacksmith, and there'll be people in the houses, and you can see an actual house from like the early 1800s, and people will be living in it dressed as people, pioneers from the 1800s, and it's really cool. It's a really cool thing that got set up. This is the old schoolhouse, obviously. And you can see how it was heated and everything. Like, this is such a cool thing to have in town, and it's right nearby. So you can take the kids. This must be a little video of the lake, eh? Yeah. There's also, like, big pavilions. I don't know if yeah, well, hey, there's one right here. So you can, like, rent this out and have weddings here, evidently, and just family gatherings out in the park, which is really cool. Yeah, there's so much here. On a long weekend, this place is packed with people all playing Frisbee in the park. Some people are cooking over open flame in the park, which you can do as well. And then there's bike trails all around the lake. There's a trail that goes all the way around for like mountain biking, which is pretty cool, as well as hiking. So, and of course, golf courses. So all this, again, 3 minutes away. That's pretty cool. And then the airport is right here as well. So, everything is nearby for you. If you do need to get to the highway, you just come out to Clark Road, to Veterans Memorial, and go down. This is like an expressway here. It's a pretty wide road, so it shoots you down there pretty quick. Okay, guys. Let's talk about Creekside right up here. So this was Cedar Hollow. This is Creekside, and it's in the exact same school district, okay? So these kids here, they go to this school here. This is tucked away. If you're driving down Highbury here, it's very easy to miss that this area is over here if you don't know it's there or you don't pass it often, okay? So as you can see, you just saw that there is some townhomes here we'll go over. There's also large homes, like down here. These are like 2,800 to 3,000 square foot homes down here that sell for less than they would sell pretty much everywhere else in London, all right? So we're going to have a look inside some of those. This street was built like 2019. This street was built like 2016. Most of this area is 2016 to 2019, except for, so Penny Royal and then Privet right here. These are the oldest in the area, and they're going to be like 2008. So these are the ones that are a little bit older. So I want to show you this one first. So I'll warn you again, inside, I feel like there's some weird paint colors, and they didn't do a great job with like staging it and all that. But this is a 3,000 square foot home. It's almost 3,100 square feet. That's a big family home. That's ample room for 5 or 6 people. And usually homes this size in London are $1.1, $1.2 million or more. It's hard, even 1.1, it's hard to get them this big for that price. But this one sold for $999. So it actually sold under $1 million. Okay, so this is your living room. I love the detail work in the ceiling. This is a dark photo that I don't think was taken all that well, and they do have like an odd color on the back wall here, but this is a nice little living room with engineered hardwood. This is your kitchen. Again, this whole thing is only like 6 years old. Well, for just about $1 million. Oh yeah, this is the other thing too. So this has a walkout basement. So I've talked about this in other videos. Walkout basements add a lot of value to your home because your basement doesn't feel like a basement. You have big windows. You have a big patio door. You walk right out. Light is just coming in. So that's pretty cool to get that in this price range. And there's a kitchen in the basement here. So this is set up to be an in-law suite or even an Airbnb rental in your basement. Yeah, so this is a house. This is the first floor. This is the second floor, and this is the basement. But again, it feels more like a 3-story home. So honestly, for this to be $1 million, anywhere else in London, it'd be a lot more. And you're still in a great school district, and it's very safe. Okay, let me show you one that's still active. So this right now is for sale. It's $1,050,000 right now as the asking price. You're a little over 2,800 square feet. So roughly the same as that last one. Inside, I think they've done a lot better job making it just show better. So again, you come in, front doors, big 2-story ceiling. That's nice. Large ceiling here in your office. And then this is your formal dining room. And look at the wainscoting on the wall. Add some nice detail. I think the colors are a little better. I think the light fixtures are better. And I think the kitchen's better here too. Like I really like this kitchen. Again, for around $1 million, this is almost a 3,000 square foot home. This is a nice kitchen. You got an extra like coffee bar over here, you see? So there's a lot of cupboard space here. Nice big island. Oh, I'm going backwards. Whoops. And then here, I love this living room. One sec. Here we go. Like, I love this living room. I love the built-in bookshelves. I love the fireplace and the detail work on the ceiling. Like, this is beautiful. Again, you pick this up and you put it in any other neighborhood in London that has a similar school district. So above average, 7.5 out of 10. You pick this up, you put this there. This is 1.15. Maybe around there. So again, I think this neighborhood is just a really nice neighborhood. By the way, there's a lot of windows too. So that's a lot of light coming in. Laundry room on the main floor. So you do have to go downstairs for laundry. And now we're upstairs, okay? So now we're going to see this is tray ceilings up here for your master bedroom. Nice big ensuite. And there you go. There's your 4 bedrooms. So, and then this is the finished basement as well. So again, this house right now with a covered porch, by the way, which the other one didn't really have. So, I mean, again, this is $1,050,000 for sale right now. So again, a home around 3,000 square feet, most places in London, you're like 1.15. I think that's a pretty good price. If you need help with this sort of thing, figuring out what is it worth in what neighborhood, how much should I really be paying for these homes? You'll notice most of the ones in this area have gone under the asking price. All right, so if you need help navigating that whole thing, again, this is what I do for a living. That's my phone number. It's right there on the screen. Reach out to me. Tell me your name. Tell me your goals, and we'll see how I can help you reach those goals. London's a great place. You just got to find the right neighborhood for you at the right price, right school district, all that stuff, okay? So again, shoot me a text and get in touch. Okay, so I'm going to show you these condo townhomes here in just a sec. First, I just want to remind you, so this street back here is older. I'm going to drop a pin in here. So these ones, oh, there's no, look at that. It doesn't even let you do street view. But yeah, these ones are going to be a little bit smaller and just a little bit more out of date, but there's nothing wrong with them at all. And these right now sell, around the 900,000. You can get them a little under that, like 850. It just depends on how updated it is. And then the other nice thing about this area, again, in London, there's little parks and forests everywhere. So these guys are actually backing onto a forest, which is nice. And then there's walking trails that go all the way around here and connect back into here. So that's kind of cool. So it comes in here. And then there's also Creekside Park over here, where, again, you get a little pond, a few more walking trails, and a kids' play area. Honestly, I think they've done a great job with parks in this area. This is really just a dynamite place to live. Like, I'm not even finding any negatives here. Let's look at these here. Okay, so there are, just like the last townhomes I showed you, there's 2 types in this little neighborhood here. There's one of them is 1,300 square feet. The other one is 1,600 square feet. So I'm going to look at the smaller one first and show you what this went for. So what you're looking at is a townhome with 3 bedrooms, 2.5 washrooms, built in 2016, that sold for $565,000. I mean, it's relatively modern, obviously. It's not that old. Here's your master bedroom with your ensuite. And then you have an unfinished basement in this one. So that would factor into the price too. Like you're going to be closer to $600,000 with a finished basement. You know what's nice, actually? So most townhomes do not have a yard this big. I know it's not giant, but it's a yard. Usually there's just a deck off the back and there's no fence. But here you get your own little fenced-in yard, which is really nice. So these are the more expensive ones. I am a big fan of these townhomes, okay? Because these also have a walkout basement, which you don't find in townhomes very often. So from the back of this house, it's going to look like a 3-story house. All right. So this one's also a bit bigger. You're about 1,600 square feet. You got a nice 1.5 car garage there. You walk in, you got your bathroom, you come upstairs, so it's built like a raised ranch, and this is your kitchen, very modern. See, you see how the molding is at the ceiling? The cupboards go right to the ceiling. That's a nice feature. It's just like, you see a lot of older kitchens that like, it just stops like a foot below the ceiling, and it just looks ugly, you know? Just collects dust, but that's nice. Little spot to eat, little living room, and then you go upstairs. Here's your master bedroom with your ensuite. This is much more modern than the other one. And you go down to the basement here. And so this is your walkout basement, by the way. So you have a big door right here letting in tons of light. So this, you look at this, it doesn't feel like a basement, but it is. This sold for $610,000. You got a deck on the top and some space on the bottom. Pretty cool. Now, the condo fees for these are a little higher. They're like $350,000. I keep doing that. $350 a month. It's not $350,000 a month. Don't worry. So that's right here. And like I said, everyone in this area is also going to Cedar Hollow School down here, which again is a 7.5 out of 10 rating. It's a great school. So that's where I'm going to leave it today. This little section right here in London that I think is often forgot about. It's slept on. It's not appreciated as much as it should be. It's affordable. It's close to everything. It's got great schools at Cedar Hollow. If you need help pricing out some of these homes, like this is what I do for a living. I worked for years as a real estate appraiser. I'm a real estate agent. I help people buy and sell homes in this area, and I like helping people. So whether you know London or not, whether you live in the area or not, that's my phone number there on the screen. People reach out to me all the time. If you're looking to make a move, feel free to reach out. You can shoot me a text first and just tell me your goals, and we'll see how I can help you reach those goals.